So hi guys, today I'm going to do a summary for the chapter 2, which is entitled the configure a network operating system. So um so as you can see, the Cisco Network Operating System, or the iOS, is generic term for the collection of network operating system used by Cisco networking devices. So the Cisco iOS is used for most Cisco devices, regardlessly of the size and the type and size. So you can see in here we have these switches. So for the switches, but before that, the operating system. So, all the end devices and network devices require an operating system, or the OS. So, there are the um, portion of OS that interacts directly with computer hardware. So it is known as the kernel, and the portion that interface with application and user is known as the shell. So the user can interact with the shell using the command line interface, or the CLI, or a graphical user interface, which is the GUI. So, and also, there are four posts of SI. The the purpose of SI, which is the network operating system, that are similar to PC operating system. So, through a GUI, a PC operating system enables a user to use a mouse to make sections and runs programs, and also enter text bias commands, and the view output on the monitor. So also we have the um, access access method. So in method, the most common method are the console, secure shell, and text and telnet. So as we know, the console is a physical management that provides out of the band access to a Cisco device. So the out of the band access refers to access via dedicated management during management channel that is used for device management purpose only. And for the SSH, or the secure shell, so SSH is a method for remotely establish a secure a secure CLI connections, unlike a console connection like SSH connection require where um, active networking services on the devices includes the an active interface configuration with an address. So as you can see, we have here the switches, routers, and access point, um, and also the firewalls, so that we are all familiar with. So this um also the Cisco iOS model of operation. So the initial configuration Cisco devices, a console connection must be established. So once considered in the network machine, technician will have to navigate through various command nodes for of the iOS and the CLI. Then for the primary commands modes, so of course, the operating system, you have the shell, kernel, and the hardware. the shell, which is the HHS, which is the secure shell. So the we also tackled the CLI access method, which is the console, SSH, and telnet. So for the default device prompt, so as you can see, the router has this sign while the after well the switch has also this sign. So that's how default device prompt. So equivalent of um, um, exit mode. So also the iOS help feature. So the iOS has two terms of help available, which is the context sensitive help and the command syntax check. So um for we going to tackle this privilege exec mode, the context sensitive, it helps enables you to quick find which command are available in each command mode. So which commands start with specific character or group characters, and which argument and keyboard are available to particular command. Also in syntax check, it verifies that a valid command was entered by the user. So when a command is entered, the command is the command line interpreter evaluates the command runs. So evaluates the command from left to right. And then for the privilege exec mode, so as we go on that, we have also in the default device prompt of the privilege exec mode, we have the, so you can see the router, which is the hashtag or the number sign, and also in the switch, just you can see in the screen, we have also the hashtag or the number sign. So the basic iOS command structure, as you can see in the picture. So that's for the basic iOS command structure. And the keyboard and the argument is, so that's the keyboard and the argument. And for the start of config, so as you know, for the start of config, it's the one used to go to, it's first before we go to the running config. So as for the running config, there are two, uh, when saving the running configuration file, there are two types, there are two system files that store the device configuration, which is the, as I say, startup config and the running config. So as I say, file stored in non-volatile random access memory, which or the NVRAM. So that contains all the commands that will be used by an output, startup, or reboot. So also in the running config, the file the file storage enable access um acts in a random access memory or the RAM. So that affects the current configurations. So the modine number um congratulation affects the operation of a system. So the system device immediately running a violate by your volatile device. So also in device requiring address. So as you see, the device requiring the IP address and the interface and the ports. As you can see, you have the copper, fiber optics, and wireless, which is the copper for the electrical process and the fiber optics for the light um process and the wireless. So that's all for the chapter 2, summary of the chapter 2, and thank you guys again for watching.